In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on May 21st, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Braves versus Washington Nationals. The Atlanta Braves and Washington Nationals square off again on Wednesday in Game 2 of their ongoing series. These teams just met last week, with Atlanta taking 3 out of 4 games, and that recent head-to-head makes this matchup worth revisiting. Both starting pitchers in this game were also on the mound in that earlier series. Trevor Williams gets the ball for Washington, and he brings a higher earned run average, a worse win-loss record, and a less impressive strikeout-to-walk ratio compared to his counterpart. He gave up 3 earned runs over 4 innings in his last outing against Atlanta, and with the Braves' offense firing lately, he'll likely be under pressure again. On the flip side, A.J. Smith-Shawver threw 6 shutout innings in that same series and led the Braves to a win. Atlanta has now won the last 4 games he started, and that trend looks primed to continue. As our first pick for this matchup, the Atlanta Braves money line is our full game side pick. Looking at totals, there's a strong pattern here. The team total under has hit in 7 of the last 10 games for each team. Now, it's worth pointing out that 5 of those 10 games were against each other, which could skew the numbers. But maybe that makes the trend even more telling. None of those 5 head-to-head matchups hit the over. That adds weight to the stat that the team total under is 8 to 1 to 1 in the last 10 meetings between these two clubs going back to August 2024. Adding to that, Smith-Shawver has started 5 games for the Braves as a rookie, and only one of those went over the total. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas Rangers versus New York Yankees. On Wednesday, the New York Yankees are set to host the Texas Rangers at Yankee Stadium. These two teams split their 6 meetings evenly last season, with the home side coming out on top in 2 games of each series. That balance adds some intrigue to this matchup, especially with Jacob deGrom taking the mound for Texas. The veteran right-hander has looked every bit like the ace he used to be, giving up just 3 total runs across his last 4 outings. In his most recent appearances, he's shut down offenses like Houston, Detroit, and Seattle, and he's allowed 5 hits or fewer in 7 different starts this year. That's elite territory. Meanwhile, Yarbrough, since being added to the Yankees' rotation, has looked solid in limited action. But with just 2 starts under his belt, he's clearly not fully built up yet. If Yankees manager Aaron Boone pushes him too far or leaves him in just a bit too long, Texas has the kind of bats that can capitalize on even the smallest mistake. I expect this one to stay tight throughout. Now, even though deGrom is a top-tier talent and fully capable of putting together another gem, the Rangers have had issues with consistent offense, and that could end up spoiling another one of his outings. The Yankees lineup has been seeing the ball well lately, and if that continues, it might be just enough to support Yarbrough even in a limited role. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. When you look at the total for this game, it's pretty clear the odds makers expect a strong pitching duel, and honestly, that makes sense. Both clubs bring solid offensive potential, but the arms on the mound have been getting the job done. Yarbrough has adjusted well in his return to a starting role, even though he's still building up his pitch count after working out of the bullpen all of April. Over his last 13.2 innings, he's only allowed 3 earned runs and 9 hits. Not bad at all. Across the field, deGrom has been dominant lately, putting up a 1.49 earned run average with 40 strikeouts over his last 6 outings. Despite their offensive firepower, the Rangers came into this series having scored 3 or fewer runs in 3 of their last 4 games. The Yankees haven't fared much better, putting up 3 or fewer runs in 3 of their last 5. Between both squads, the under has cashed in 51 games this season. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. San Diego Padres versus Toronto Blue Jays. The 2025 Major League Baseball season rolls on this Wednesday, May 21st, with the San Diego Padres traveling north of the border to take on the Toronto Blue Jays in an interleague showdown at Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario. The Padres are looking to rebound after being swept by the Mariners, and this feels like the right matchup for them to get back on track. Pitcher Vázquez has held his own this season and has already shown he can handle Toronto's lineup. On the flip side, Gausman hasn't looked sharp lately. He's not missing bats, and the hits have piled up. This feels like a spot where San Diego jumps on him early and controls the game from the start. While the Blue Jays are still getting some backing at home with Gausman on the mound, the recent numbers don't support that optimism. Over his last 11 innings, Gausman has surrendered 17 hits and 9 runs. In total, he's given up 19 runs across his last 19.2 innings of work. Meanwhile, Vázquez has been the steadier option, limiting opponents to just 4 runs and 16 hits over his last 17 innings. The Padres are 3-0 in games Vázquez has started this month. And with their offense due for a breakout, this is still a stacked lineup that somehow managed just 3 runs across their last 4 games. It feels like the tide is about to turn. The public sentiment is starting to lean in San Diego's direction again. I like the value here with the Padres in a bounce-back spot. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Diego Padres money line is our full game side pick. The Blue Jays don't tend to blow teams out, and their pitching is usually solid enough to keep scores manageable. This matchup lines up to be a close one, something like 4-3 or 4-2 in San Diego's favor. Toronto has hit the under in 22 of their 46 games, while San Diego has gone under in 25 of theirs. With Toronto likely to struggle putting up big numbers against Vázquez, this shapes up as a lower scoring affair. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia Phillies versus Colorado Rockies. The National League East leading Philadelphia Phillies head to Denver on Wednesday to take on the Colorado Rockies, who sit in last place in the National League West. The game will be played at Coors Field, where offense tends to flourish, and Philadelphia has already made the most of that environment this year. The Phillies' offense is starting to click as the weather warms up, and they've made it clear they know how to handle Colorado's struggling pitching staff. Since the start of the 2023 season, Philadelphia has gone 14-4 against the Rockies, including a perfect 5-0 this year. Not only have they won every matchup in 2024, they've also covered the run line in all 5 games. Rockies starter Carson Palmquist is only making his second start in the majors, and it could be another rough day if Bryce Harper, Trea Turner, and Kyle Schwarber get going at the plate in a hitter-friendly park. On the flip side, Taijuan Walker has done more than enough this season to hold a lead. He's particularly dominant against Colorado, posting a 2.09 career earned run average over 56 innings, with 51 strikeouts and a 3-1 record. As our first pick for this matchup, the Philadelphia Phillies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. If you're betting on a game at Coors Field, the over is almost always in play, and this matchup fits that trend perfectly. Palmquist got shelled for 4 extra base hits in his debut against the Diamondbacks, and if the Phillies hit him the same way, we could be looking at a shootout. Philadelphia hitters are batting .366 against Rockies pitching this season, with 8 home runs and 30 total runs scored in just 5 games. Meanwhile, Colorado games at home have been offensive fireworks. They've hit the over in 8 straight at Coors and are 13-9-1 to the over overall. With these trends in this matchup, expect the scoreboard to be busy again. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Los Angeles Dodgers. The Arizona Diamondbacks are set to face off against the Los Angeles Dodgers on Wednesday night, closing out a 3-game National League West series under the lights at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. Earlier, I pointed out how shaky the Diamondbacks bullpen has been lately, and the Dodgers haven't exactly looked much better. Over the past 10 days, Los Angeles' relievers have posted a bloated 5.59 earned run average, a 1.27 WHIP, and opponents are hitting a strong .273 against them. That said, both offenses have been swinging it well, so it wouldn't be a stretch to imagine this one going either way depending on who blinks first. That's why I'm siding with the Diamondbacks here, and the reason is simple. They've got Corbin Burnes on the hill. Burnes hasn't allowed a run in 2 of his last 3 starts against the Dodgers, and he's looked every bit the part of an ace this season. I don't necessarily expect him to dominate this lineup again, but his presence gives Arizona a solid edge. Dustin May will be on the bump for the Dodgers, and while he looked solid against the Diamondbacks less than 2 weeks ago, he's also surrendered 4 earned runs in 2 of his last 3 outings. On top of that, Arizona's current hitters have had some decent success against him. 15 hits and 69 at-bats, including 3 doubles, a triple, and a homer. Look, betting against the Dodgers is rarely a comfortable thing, especially at home. But Corbin Burnes is finally pitching like the guy Arizona hoped they were getting when they acquired him this offseason. And with his past success against this lineup, I'm willing to take my chances. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. Now, when it comes to the total, both of these offenses have been absolutely mashing right-handed pitching over the past 10 days. Arizona with a 158 WRC+, and the Dodgers not far behind at 152. On top of that, neither bullpen has been sharp, which should logically point toward a high-scoring affair. And yet, the last time Burnes and May squared off, the Diamondbacks shut out the Dodgers in what turned out to be a low-scoring game. So despite all the signs pointing to runs, I'm going to lean on Burnes and May to keep things under control again, at least enough to stay under the projected total. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.